Hello again from the Standardbred Horse Sales Company auction. I'm Heather Vitale for Harness Racing Update. They say that things happen in threes. Well, this week we've already seen two horses walk through the sales ring, bringing $1 million. So, will a third equine light up the board with a 7-digit number during this final day in Harrisburg? You'll just have to keep watching to find out. First, let's get to some deets on this Friday session from the Pennsylvania Farm Show Complex. With a start time of 11 a.m., we saw hip number 1341 take center stage to kick off a big day of bidding featuring all racehorses, ages 2 years old and up. Several groups of freshmen passed through the ring before the always anticipated fabulous fillies stepped into the spotlight. And they don't call them fabulous for nothing. The ladies got things heated up with hip number 1490, a trotting last name, Chaparmbro. The 3-year-old Chapter 7 filly, consigned by Northwood Bloodstock, was purchased by Linda Stewart for $360,000. And topping that section of the sale was hip number 1510, Mambasita, the 4-year-old daughter of Tactical Landing, consigned by Preferred Equine, brought $750,000, and agent Ashley Bailey signed for Michelle Crawford. Just a few horses later, Bailey also signed for hip number 1513, consigned by Preferred Equine. This Chapter 7 filly, named Sad Bird Still Sing, showed up with a price of $285,000. Are you still hanging around to find out if we had another $1 million horse at Harrisburg? Well, yes, 7 digits popped up on the board. But no, not for $1 million, for $1.85 million. Hip number 1595, Amazing Catch, was the 3-year-old colt who brought that amazing price. Greg Luther was the highest bidder on the sophomore son of Walner, consigned by Preferred Equine. Greg, I guess the main question here is, why would you spend that much money on Amazing Catch?
Well, you got to spend it or drown in it, right? So I've certainly bought big horses before, nothing near this. This was something I'm really looking forward to. I mean, we've been trying to get a stallion for quite a while on the trotting side. I've got some great pacing stallions, and this is an opportunity to race next year and then breed after that. So Svanstedt team's already agreed to train him for me next year, so we're going to leave him right where he's been. And, you know, really, I mean, that's a huge number for a horse, but it's such a unique opportunity because the following horses have retired: TCI, Carl, Sig Sauer, Winner's Bet, Jiggy Jog. It's academic, like who's left. So we should have a huge 4-year-old year, same trainer, same driver, and then we're going to be able to go to the breeding shed. So very excited to make it happen. It's so awesome for the industry. I mean, we had $1 million yearling, $1 million broodmare, $1 million racehorse. You know, this is, I put in my GPS this morning. I typed in Trumpburg because we don't go to Harris anymore. So I got here this morning. I said, I'm buying this horse no matter what he sells for. And I figured he'd go for close to $2 million, and that's about where he ended up. So.
Now, I know several years ago you had a plan to spend $1 million on horses.
Yeah.
But you did not stick with that plan, you know.
No.
But, you know, you went way more than $1 million, but several $1 million. But you know what? You know, you can't buy happiness. I mean, you got to spend it. Or wait, no, what?
Yeah. Just keep spending money. That's it. But yeah, I mean, it's been a fun ride. You know, I just opened a farm in Kentucky, and I own about 45 brood mares, which means you've got 45 babies as well. You know, and now they're dual eligible. And I mean, the industry's just doing so well right now, and I couldn't be happier for where we're at. So seeing everybody get excited in there, that's well worth it. And I think it also sets a precedence for our industry that if you've got a really good horse, you can sell them at public auction, and they're going to bring big money. You don't have to syndicate them out or piece them out. You know, I think the difference with me, like I own 160 horses or something like that, and they're high end, and I have no partners. So I'm not crowdfunding, I'm not getting 10 guys together, it's all 100% me. So there's big guys out there, you put the horses in front of them, they're going to buy.
Right.
Yep.
Okay. I'm still, my feet were like literally hot when that number came up on the board.
Mine too, yeah. I forgot what my name was, yeah.
Not for long, though, because you had to sign that paper.
That's right, yeah.
It's kind of fun watching other people spend money, you know,
Yeah.
and then you get exhilarated by it.
You got it. Yeah, it's so much fun. Like I say, I think this is, I've already had, everybody knew I was planning to buy the horse, so I've had a lot of people asking about shares and can we stand him in this state and that state and all that. I mean, a great Walner with the pedigree he has, and he should have a huge 4-year-old year. I think it just opens a lot of opportunities. So I'm excited to get all the calls. My phone is ringing like crazy while we're talking here, and we'll see how it goes, you know, but couldn't be happier.
I'm so happy for you. Thanks, Greg.
Thank you so much.
On this day, it's Preferred Equine who is the busiest. But they didn't just have a fantastic Friday, it's been an overall outstanding week for the world's #1 standardbred sales agency. All right, Dave, let's start with today and work our way backwards. That's amazing. Congratulations on being the consignor of the highest price horse ever to walk through a sales ring and a standardbred business.
Yeah, I thought you forgot me. I haven't seen you all week. You know, I was getting worried. I started with, we started with hip #1, the first horse that went in the ring for the yearling sale, and we saw the last one. So it's been a long week, as a typical Harrisburg, very workmanlike. But to end today's session with a horse like Selling Amazing Catches was really amazing, and there's definitely a lot of excitement. It's set records is always fun for us, and it's good for the industry as well. So we're obviously very thrilled.
As a consignor, obviously you hear some buzz. So with Amazing Catch, were you hearing the buzz like before the sale? Obviously you were during the week, but when does that start? I mean, this horse, there was a lot of talk about him.
There was, and I think this is probably a perfect storm. He was a very good horse in his own right? He's a little unlucky in the Hamiltonian. He won the Canadian Triton Classic, just missed in the Breeders' Crown. So on his own merits, he warranted that. Great looking horse, son of Walner. He looked great coming in here. The team did a great job back at Aki's, and he came in here looking like $1 million, or that's a saying, but he looked like more than $1 million. And then you have the on top of that, then you have the retirement of a lot of 3-year-olds, right? Carl retired, 6 Hour retired. Winter Bet's going to go to stud. Jiggy Jog unfortunately got injured. Ex-Academic went to Canada. So, not only is your 4-year-old season next year going to look a little different for the trotters, the Graduate Series and the other races, and then your age trotters are going to look a little different. So I think that was part of it. And then the third thing is, he has some breeding value, obviously. So, when did the buzz start? Really when we he's owned by a partnership that had to be sold. And so we knew weeks ago that he would be sold, and we just started. At the time, we just started doing regular promotion, but he promotes himself. And a couple days ago, you started hearing rumblings and whatever, and I knew there was a breeding farm interested, and obviously the 2 big hitters that were swinging today. You always hear rumblings, but they still have to pull the trigger. And but bottom line is, I really think it was the horse deserved it, and I just hope it does go on to great things.
Same. So. Hot Mess Hanover, we have to talk about her as well. First broodmare ever to bring $1 million in a sales ring. Wow.
Yeah. No. Listen. Same thing there. She had a lot going for her. She was young. She was only 10 years old. Obviously, the first foal was Jiggy Jog, and that's winner of $3 million. And her next 2 foals, she has a little bit because she went back to Sweden and she was bred to Maharaja, and then Russell will end up, gives that filly here and campaigning her. So, she's 3 for 3, and then she's in Fulton Walner, and Walner's had a fantastic, he's been a great stud right from the get-go, but he's had a fantastic year on the racetrack in the sales ring. Had a great week in Kentucky and had a great week here, and sold a sales topper in both sales. And so it was, he's on a roll right now, and all the stars lined up here as well. And she was a good-looking mare. So, and you can't say enough about Mrs. Key. Listen, the legacy the Keys have, and for her to participate like that, it's just I think the industry's blessed to have her, and me for one, I think she's a great asset to the industry, and it was fun. Then to break in here again, I am a big believer in history and records, and can't be shy. I would tell you that's pretty proud to prefer to be doing that. Anybody who comes to the sales, they realize we have a huge staff, what I'm saying, and we have a big office staff, and we work, throughout the year, very hard, and everyone does, but it's always good to get rewarded for success like we'd had this week, and even in Lexington we had a tremendous sale. But there's a lot of work and a lot of people behind the scenes, and I'm very fortunate to have loyal employees and loyal team members, and it's just to come here and have another great week is it's to wind down the year, the year with the sales. It's time to it's time to wind down. There's no doubt. It's been a long run. So.
Well, they're cleaning up in here, by the way. Before you might see, there were hundreds of chairs here lined up before the crew actually picks us up and walks away with us. I did want to mention, not only does Preferred sell actually live and in person, you guys do online selling as well, don't you?
Yeah, we started right after the pandemic. We're in our third year, and there was online sales before, and pandemic came, and we kind of had to move into this space. And but I'm a still believer in live sales, even though we have the online sales, right? So, as the manager of the Tattersall sales at the Meadowlands, and they used to always have a January sale was a staple for that. It's just right now we just can't get the numbers. Winter racing is not the same at the Meadowlands. There's no series. So the racing landscape the last number of years have changed. So I'm not picking on one thing or the other, but I'm still a big believer in live public sales. But the online sales is going great. We provide the same service, full service. We're a little different than our competition. We approve all the buyers, we collect the money, we distribute. We try to do marketing and promotion. We try to stay on a regular schedule. So it's worked well. We're going to tinker. We tinkered again. Come to the first of the year, we're going to probably do something different. But we just really want to serve the industry best we can, and the industry deserves quality service, and we're hoping we provide it. And just a shout back to here, we represented, like I said, we sold 140 yearlings. I think there was 40 breeders, and I don't know how many owners we represented here today, and partnerships and things like that. And it's a big shout out to them to trust us and trust the team at Preferred to do that. And we're very proud to do that.
All right. Well, the reason, by the way, Dave, I just decided to keep the best for last. That's why I waited until the last day. Okay. Thank you, Dave, for being on.
All right, thank you.
I think that I want to start out this interview by saying that a lot of people, feel like they're living vicariously through us when we do, the interviews and do the reporting here. So it's very important that you go home with not only a milkshake, but a horse as well. So, you can't do one or the other, right?
Right. Do them both.
Do them both. These milkshakes are popular. I'm not kidding. Like, if you come to the Harrisburg Sale, you have to have a milkshake.
Yeah, they're incredible. They got started with the farm show itself, and they're called Farm Show Milkshakes. And their lines are 100 people long all the time just to get milkshakes.
That is true. That's true. Okay, now we'll talk about some horses. There was just a horse that went for $1.85 million today. Yeah, I know. Wow. What else are we supposed to say, right?
Right. It's still sinking in me. And as I was telling him, I said, I stood back there with lumps in my throat. I mean, when it hit 1.2, I was getting excited, but when it hit 1.6, it was just incredible. I mean, and then when it hit 1.85, it's unbelievable. And to sell $3 million horses, a yearling, a broodmare, and a racehorse in the same year, I'm sure we'll sell more like that, but I don't know 3 in the same year out of the 3 categories. And it's just incredible. It's incredible. And Greg, it got a great owner, and Greg Luther. It's going back to the same trainer, same driver, he just told me. And, I thank Andrew Harris, too, because Andrew was the underbidder on the horse, and they bought one of the other $1 million horses this week. So it's just, I don't know. How do we top it? And I think we're at the top of the realm right now. But you know what? Pennsylvania's here. We're strong, and we're going to be here. And this complex is just the place to be. We were just talking about that. It was hot here this week, so it was maybe a little stuffy. But I've been here when it was snowing, sleeting, raining. You don't even know it. The sale goes on, but it's just Pennsylvania, I think, is here to stay for a long time.
I do too. And let's also mention, of course, the big headlines are always $1 million horses, but there's so many people that gather here for those horses that are $12,000, $30,000, $75,000,
And I appreciate each and every one of them. I mean, we couldn't, we're probably a record mix sale again, which it was last year, but you wouldn't do it without those people. You wouldn't do it and those people are what make the big horses too. A lot of times, the big horses come out of that group, and it's just like I say, it's still kind of settling in with me. And now I got to work. Now I'm in let's get this tore down and figure this out mode. But,
You're definitely a well-oiled machine around here between going from the first session to the second session and then breaking down and everything. So, yeah, it's a big job. That's actually an understatement. It's a huge, gigantic job.
the big thing is having great people underneath you.
Yeah.
You know, I always use the adage that I can be a leader. I can have a lead shank, but if I don't have a horse, I don't have nothing.
Right.
You know, so. But it'll be a couple pretty hectic days here, but they got the arena tore down, half the rubber rolled already. I mean, these guys are at it. So.
Yeah. No, I know that. I was just interviewing David Reid, and they almost picked us up and walked us out the door as they were taking the chairs. So it's getting done.
Yeah, you get here now. You don't want to stand where the rubber is. You might get rolled right in it. But no, it's a testament to the crew I got, especially now that I'm in the office more and I'm not right out with them. Maybe it's better for them.
Well, thank you, Dale. And this milkshake isn't going to drink itself, okay? So cheers to this year's Harrisburg Sale, and congratulations.
Thank you very much, and we'll be here strong next year, ready to go.
All right. Thank you so much for joining me this week from the Standardbred Horse Sales Company auction. Now, of course, these were just highlights of the sale. If you want complete coverage, just log on to harnessracingupdate.com and subscribe to our free newsletter. Again, I had so much fun with you. Thank you for watching. I'm Heather Vitale for HRU.